legendary warriors. The powers that created us now want us all extinguished. We must join forces, or else forever be their slaves. For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them. Let's roll.
We are now on air. Time for a total takeover.
It's finally here. Welcome to a new episode.
It's about to go down.
When liberals need to pivot from Harvey Weinstein, whatever way you pronounce it, deflect, divert back to Donald J. Trump, then you know you've hit another nerve. Good morning, everybody. It's yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the DA, and the prosecutor. Coming to you live and direct once again from the Political Heat Remote Studios, a.k.a. the Blueberry. And it is Monday, October 16th. That's right, Monday, October 16th, 2017. And we are just about a halfway through the month of October. And we know at the end of the month what that leads to. Halloween, ladies and gentlemen, Halloween. Now, I don't know if many of you out there celebrate Halloween like we do in our neighborhood. And I remember how it was growing up. And trick-or-treating and all that good stuff. But just be safe, you know, as always. But let's go ahead and get right into it. The first topic of the on the docket, if you want to call it. And that's right. The liberals are pivoting, changing, surrounding, bringing themselves to the point where it's inconceivably I was going to say a word, but I'm not going to say that word. It's inconceivably contrite that they would even make a mention of the fact that Harvey Weinstein or Weinstein has been accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape. But yet they're pivoting, diverting, and changing the topic, like Joy-Ann Reid over the weekend on MSNBC. She couldn't even talk about Weinstein for half a minute, but she diverted, changed the topic, and brought up, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. She's bringing up Fox News and the fact that Fox News has had its share of women coming out and saying they were sexually harassed by Roger Ailes of Fox News. Now, only an idiot like Joy-Ann Reid would pivot and change the subject and bring up two individuals who have never, and I mean never, had a sexual harassment claim thrown their way, and it has held any weight whatsoever. So, if you have individuals like Joy-Ann Reid who will change the topic in regards to Harvey Weinstein, and make it about someone on the right, or make it about Donald J. Trump, what does it say about them, the individual? Forget who they are on TV as a personality. But obviously, when Joy-Ann Reid and the like take it to that level, take it down that street, okay, not an avenue, street, and make it about someone else but not the individual at hand, what does it say about them as a human being? What does that say about them and their character? What does it say about them and who they hold accountable. They won't hold Harvey Weinstein accountable, but they'll just throw out of the air like a dart on a dartboard and just throw up names like Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, me, you, whoever, to divert. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Harvey Weinstein, Hollywood mogul. Did Joanne Reed receive money or something from Harvey Weinstein? Did she get backing for something in regards from Harvey Weinstein? I'm serious, ladies and gentlemen. They're now reopening, because there were investigations into Harvey Weinstein's activities before, but now you have investigations being reopened and open, new ones, into his activities, into his downright debauchery. But yet, you have individuals like Joanne Reed. You have individuals, if you go to 100%fedup.com, they have a video of when Corey Feldman was on The View, and he brought up just saying to individuals, parents of young children, young actors and actresses coming up in the industry. He was basically saying, watch your back, because there are some predators within this industry, and he knows about it. And what did Barbara Streisand say? And I'm paraphrasing. You're going to bring down an entire industry. She didn't care what he had to say. She was caring about her industry. And this is where we're at right now. You have these false denouncing of Harvey Weinstein. You don't see anyone coming out and having press conferences and throwing up YouTube videos or Instagram videos or anything of the like from the left and denouncing Harvey Weinstein. It's a tweet here, a tweet there, and that's about it. So what are these people afraid of, ladies and gentlemen? What are these people actually afraid of? This man has fled the friggin' country. He could be possibly brought up on charges, criminal charges. But yet these fools do not want to have a full-throated denunciation, of Harvey Weinstein. Now, before I go on to my next topic, let me end this topic with this. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen, because the opening of the floodgates have happened, and there's going to be more individuals brought to light. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the second topic of today's show, the Dan Adams Show, with yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the soulful conservative, the DA, and the prosecutor. Born and raised in Syracuse, New York, and I got to give my boys a plug, my hometown college boys a plug. They defeated upset number 2 Clemson Friday night. So big ups and big shout out to the Syracuse Orange Men. Now, go on to the second topic of this said show. And we're going to talk about how the left, ladies and gentlemen, is now going to attack any and every objective coming out of the Trump administration. But I want to focus and laser focus on Trump's tax reform initiatives. Well, already, ladies and gentlemen, anything that a Republican brings out who wants to put into law, somehow, some way, the American people are going to die die. So when you have individuals like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Kerosene Maxine Waters coming out with their complete and utter nonsense in regards to this tax reform bill that President Trump is trying to pass, without them even looking into it, because Nancy Pelosi does not read bills, and she has admitted it in regards to the Affordable Care Act. She doesn't call it Obamacare. She's the only one I know that does not call it Obamacare. The Affordable Care Act. Remember when she famously said, we need to pass it to find out what's in it. Well, I guarantee she has not read President Trump's tax reform bill. But anything, like I said, that comes out and is being pushed by the GOP, the left will claim that it is going to kill Americans, that it is going to kill babies, that it is going to starve people. The same old thing. It's racist, it's sexist, it's homophobic, it is Islamophobic, it's every ick and every ism that you could think of. But yet none of these individuals, and I guarantee you, none of these individuals, especially Nancy Pelosi, has read one paragraph of the bill. So what does that say about congressmen and women like that, who don't read bills? What does that say about us, the American people, who voted these people in? Now, obviously, we're talking about the left and liberals and Democrats. I'm not any of them, have never voted for any of them, but I'm talking to the individuals who have. You voted these people in. They don't read bills. They automatically come out with their canned responses in regards to anything offered by the GOP. So when you have individuals on record like Nancy Pelosi saying that she wants bills passed and then she'll read them, what does that say about you and who you voted for? What does that say about you? Did you do your homework in regards to this individual? Well, obviously, California is California. And they are effed up to the nth degree. And they keep voting in these liberals to run their state. They have this Calexit going on, I don't know how you pronounce it, wanting to, and I have to laugh, because as I say Calexit, I'm thinking of that wildly unintelligent individual that was on the Tucker Carlson show, and the things that he said about Calexit, who I guess he's like one of the founders and ranking high officials. But they want, ladies and gentlemen, to tear apart themselves from the union. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If they want to do that, then how about they put explosives on that fault line and just completely detach themselves? I mean, completely remove themselves from the continental U.S. How about they do that? Just float away and then eventually end up where they end up in the Pacific Ocean somewhere, and just let them be. Let them just carry on, because they hate America so much that they want to disunion themselves from it. Well, you look at it from the angle like this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to end the topic on this and get to my last topic of today's show. If individuals who are, I guess, making it a point of wanting to separate themselves from the continental United States, let them. People are screaming and yelling about Texas. Well, here's the thing. Texas doesn't want to separate themselves from the Union. They just want federal government out of their lives. They don't want to be run by, dictated to, by the federal government. Let the state of Texas run Texas. And you would think that would be the same for all states, but like California and Oregon, and any other sanctuary state, you know what? Then let them go. Let them be. Let them walk out the back door. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the third topic. And it has to do with the ongoing craziness, the ongoing nonsense, the ongoing ill-conceived, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, when I say ill-conceived, it was started by an individual who didn't want to come out and protest against America's cruelty, America's misgivings, and America's treatment of minorities, and the mistreatment of minorities in the prism of racism, of discrimination, of police brutality, and things of that nature. As we discussed on Friday night on the Wayne Dupree show, you have to remember what was going on with Colin Kaepernick at the time that he did his initial protest. He was benched. His prospects weren't looking great. So he just all of a sudden, once football, Sunday, afternoon, evening, whenever that was, decided to become an activist. Just like that. You didn't hear anything in regards to him being an activist up until that point. But yet he was benched. His prospects were bleak. So, ladies and gentlemen, he had to do something. So let's go ahead and make up some fake-ass activism to get myself back into the spotlight. And when you go down this path, you can't just stop. So now he is a full-throated, supposedly activist with Muslim girlfriend that he stole from one of his teammates. No one wants to talk about that and how that went down. But yet he has his Muslim girlfriend at his hip, and people are falling for it and have been falling for it and continue to fall for it. But I see it, ladies and gentlemen. I see it just like I see this license plate, and I'm going to read it off to you, 5KZ504. I see it so prominent, and I see, and it's so apparent that he made it about himself, and he could not just drop it. He could not carry out this whole charade, because he would be seen as a complete and utter fraud from every individual in every angle. But when you have individuals on the left, liberals, just coming to his aid, having rallies for him, and things of that nature. When it's gotten to this point, ladies and gentlemen, when it was all predicated on a lie and a falsehood, once again, the liberal leftist numbnut moonbats in this country will not, cannot, shall not take it upon themselves to right a wrong. right the wrong that they have been perpetuating for months. Just like the hands up, don't shoot with Ferguson, and anything else that you could think of that the left, like the Tariq Nasheeds of the world, who just anything, he will make anything about race. It could be a hangnail. It could be a mailbox. It could be a freaking headlight on a car. And that jackass will make it about race and about white supremacy. Because you know what? That's how he is making his living. If he stopped doing that, he would go broke. Just like every other race baiter that has walked the face of this earth. They profit from this race baiting. That is their job. That is their occupation, ladies and gentlemen. So without the race baiting, they will be broke as me. So the Tariq Nasheeds and the Mark Lamont Hills and the Eric Michael Dysons and of course the Al Sharptons, you can kiss my ass. It is Monday morning. Get out and do what you got to do to get yourself out of these Monday morning blues, like I will when I approach that brown door that leads me into the 9 to 5. But always know and know this, that God is in control and Jesus is our Savior. So until next time, God bless you and yours. May He keep you and your family safe. God bless. Peace.
If tomorrow is our great getting up morning, if tomorrow we have to meet the judgment day, Heavenly Father, we want you to let our folks know that we died facing the enemy. We want them to know that we went down standing up amongst those that are fighting against our oppression. We want them to know, Heavenly Father, that we died for freedom. Amen. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
It was so powerful, houses around the lake shook. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An explosion on a Louisiana oil platform in Lake Pontchartrain, north of New Orleans, last night.
Jefferson Parish Sheriffs came and assisted the victims that were transported back to the Kenna boat launch and escorted them to the hospital.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff Joseph Lapinto says rescuers are still looking for one believed to be missing. 7 people are hurt, 5 in critical condition with blast and burn injuries. The California wine country wildfires are under more control, allowing thousands of evacuees to return home.
The winds came up. The fire was like a fire tsunami. It was like a fireball. The winds were so fierce.
Some can only go back to salvage. The fires burned down nearly 6,000 homes and buildings. 40 people were killed. A few months after President Trump said he was very disappointed in Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell over the failed Obamacare repeal, the two will have lunch to talk about tax reform and other issues.
Complicating matters, former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon is taking on the establishment, in particular Mitch McConnell, issuing a litmus test for Republican incumbents in the midterms. Disavow McConnell or face the wrath of a primary challenge.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Iraqi forces are on the attack, but they're not battling ISIS this time. They're going after Kurds who want to break away from Iraq. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from London.
Dave, 3 weeks after an unauthorized independence referendum in Iraq's northern Kurdish region, the Iraqi military going on the attack, moving on the city of Kirkuk, which sits outside Kurdish territory, but is controlled by Kurds after Kurdish fighters defended it from ISIS in 2014. Iraq saying its troops have quickly retaken facilities, including a military base and an oil field, but Kurdish forces are saying they will not withdraw. The US has trained and armed both sides. The US Army saying the focus should be on defeating ISIS. Dave?
Simon, it's now more than 300 dead in Somalia from Saturday's truck bombing in Mogadishu. Fox News, fair and balanced. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson insists he's still not interested in the petty stuff of Washington and whether he called President Trump a moron or not, saying he's focused on the job. And when it comes to North Korea, Tillerson tells CBS Face the Nation,
our diplomatic efforts will continue until the first bomb is dropped.
And there's Iran. President Trump decertified its compliance with the nuclear deal last week. And while that does not do anything to the agreement itself, it triggers a congressional review.
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley on NBC's Meet the Press.
What we hope is that we can improve the situation, and that's the goal.
The White House says the door is open for renegotiation, but Senate Democrat Chris Murphy of Connecticut said on Fox News Sunday the White House hasn't told Congress of any deal violation. In fact,
there's not a single advisor around the president that advised him to decertify the Iran deal.
The advisors say the U.S. will stick with the deal for now, but there has to be a change in terms. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Stocks could rise to start the week. Futures are moving slightly higher so far this morning. Now sports, a dramatic win for the Dodgers. Justin Turner's home run in the bottom of the ninth gave L.A. a 4-1 win over Chicago on TBS. The Dodgers now lead the Cubs 2-0 in the National League Championship Series. The Houston Astros also lead the ALCS 2-0. The Yankees host Game 3 tonight in New York. In the NFL, the Chiefs lost their first game of the season. Pittsburgh beat Kansas City. The Giants finally won their first game.
And that's intercepted at the 40-yard line. That is Janoris Jenkins, and he will get into the end zone.
New York beat Denver 23-10 on NBC. The 49ers and Browns lost again. They're both 0-6. The Packers got beat by the Vikings, but Green Bay's bigger loss? Quarterback Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone, maybe out for the season. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
Mellow, Nellis, let's go. We do it for you. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes as artists, we forget to thank those out there. Thank you for all the souls. Thanks for going out, copping the CDs, coming to the shows, posting comments and blogs. Hip hop, y'all my true fans. I consider y'all true fans. Yeah, I'm doing it for you, man. You keep my rap style colorful like Toucan. Sam, I love the way I do this. Damn, can't know what the genre make me feel the same way you can. If you can, name one. You think who can? God's gift is so authentic. I got to keep it artistic, even for kids that's autistic. Y'all give us the privilege to recall lyrics. Listen closely, it's all wisdom. Yeah. Most people tend to think it's just all rhythm, cause our skin tone is the same as malt liquors. I'm just speaking through the way I'm allowed, so when y'all playing it loud, you can say that I'm proud. So everybody that supported us and down for the cause have been around through this all, you at least deserve a round of applause. We need to put our hands up for them.
I'm taking this microphone and I'm singing these verses for you. Our music travels the world, we're gonna keep on doing it for you. I'm gonna let the sun come in and I'm doing it for you. For you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me talk about a revolution. Future's blue, no hope for a solution. We must lean towards the radical. Drop what you're doing and seek the sabbatical. This unlikely mathematical equation, keeping it raw to the core. Time to explore, but my name's not Dora. Knowing that my strength all comes from Jehovah. Feel the changeover, totally seamless. Doing it for you, Google it and stream this over the internet. Clubs in your block party, volumes at 10. Let the vibe blend, so you can fully appreciate what we do to make your speakers shake. It's all about the love for the music. Now you're getting into it.
I'm taking this microphone and I'm singing these verses for you. Our music travels the world, we're gonna keep on doing it for you. I'm gonna let the sun come in and I'm doing it for you. For you.
True, we do this for a small profit. Sometimes because they get up in our small pockets, but we ain't false prophets. I sincerely appreciate those emotions y'all helped us alleviate. Best believe we straight, that's why our CDs make y'all feel so good. It's cause you see we take our time with this, so when they release hate, then they falling behind at least 3 weeks late. Come on.
Now you know why I've been put on this earth for. Make sure you're clapping for more. For that real good, feel good music, taking over for those who just plain blew it. That mistake won't be made again. Melodic, Nellis setting the trend. Being humble settles the score. We'll keep doing it for you and yours.
I'm taking this microphone and I'm singing these verses for you. Our music travels the world, we're gonna keep on doing it for you. I'm gonna let the sun come in and I'm doing it for you. For you. Oh, yeah. I'm taking this microphone and I'm singing these verses for you. Our music travels the world, we're gonna keep on doing it for you. I'm gonna let the sun come in and